Hello there, YouTube. This is Murray Carter again from CarterCutlery.com, and today we have a new and exciting challenge. One of our YouTube viewers saw fit to send me a roll of toilet paper, and all jokes aside, the simple and straightforward challenge was, Murray, can you sharpen a knife to the point where you could slice a piece of toilet tissue? Personally, after 22 years of bladesmithing and forging and completing 15,000 knives, I don't see the great value in this test, other than the fact that someone put me up to the challenge, so here we are, we're going to do it. With my simple system of sharpening, which is simple, straightforward, and takes a very short amount of time and not a whole lot of capital outlay to get the equipment, 2 stones and a little piece of newspaper, total investment of $100. With those edges that I create off of my 1,000, 6,000 grit stone, I'll do all of my daily cutting chores. I'll use the blades for hunting, and as you've seen in other YouTube videos, I shave with them. I even shave with a pair of scissors using the same system of 1,000 grit stone, 6,000 grit stone, and then a little piece of newspaper on top of the 6,000 grit stone for a final stropping. But let's see, using my system, without changing anything that I normally do, let's see how my edge will stack up cutting this toilet paper just for kicks. So here we go. So I have this knife that was sent in from a customer for a refurbishing, for some sharpening. So we'll just do we'll kill 2 birds with 1 stone here. I'll sharpen this customer's knife, and he can get the credit of it being on YouTube, and we'll see if I can't slice newspaper with it. Not newspaper, but toilet paper. Normally we put some kind of disposable towel here underneath to keep this stone from moving. I'll demonstrate here with a piece of paper towel. Save on the washing of new towels. Make sure that towel's a little bit wet, and now that'll keep that from moving. So following the 6 steps of sharpening that I always teach, the first is we're going to clean and wash the knife. Second is I'm going to examine the knife, make sure it's straight. No sense sharpening the knife if it's not completely straight. And third is I'm going to formulate a plan. What am I going to do here? Do I need to fix the tip? Are there any chips in the edge? Do I need to reprofile? Do I need to thin down the secondary edge because it's not cutting through things well enough? So these are all the things that I'm considering when I go to sharpen a knife. So for me, step 3 is the simple goal of reestablishing a new primary edge, which I'll be able to check using the 3-finger test of edge sharpness. And then we'll strop it on the 6,000 grit stone, a little bit of newspaper, and then try the toilet paper. Remember to use all parts of your stone when you're sharpening. You're always going to be checking your stones for the high spots and using the high spots on your stone. For example, this stone, as you may know, we've just recently moved from one facility to a new facility. And in all of the hustle and bustle, I haven't really given this stone the tender loving care that I normally like to give to my stones. And so it does have a fairly pronounced hollow here in the middle with 2 corners that are particularly higher than the others. So rather than go and waste the stone by grinding it flat on either glass with emery or on a sidewalk, I'll just use the high parts of the stone, thereby giving me longer service and a greater value for the money out of this single stone. Because when you're sharpening, you're not only removing steel from the blade you're sharpening, you're also wearing the stone down, so you might as well sculpt both of them simultaneously. So now that my fingers tell me I've established a new primary edge, we're going to strop backwards. I'm taking great care, great concentration about to get into a test that I've never done before. Haven't even practiced for you guys on YouTube. I didn't really rehearse this. I haven't practiced cutting toilet paper. I tried it once with my straight razor and it didn't cut very well, and so I was wondering how I could shave my face comfortably with my broken kitchen knife straight razor, and yet I couldn't cut toilet paper. So it's a bit of an enigma to me, but we will see what we'll see here in a moment. So now I've switched to my 6,000 grit stone, stropping very carefully. You can see it's leaving a little bit of black on the stone. So I know the stone's doing its job. It's abrading. One thing that's very nice about these Japanese water stones that I sell, the king stones, is they clean off so nicely. The stones never load up. And you know, if a stone loads up like that and you're not able just to simply wash that off, what that means is that subsequent passes on the stone with your blade don't remove as much metal as the stroke previous to it. So you're kind of working against yourself. Okay, now I'm satisfied that I've stropped that blade enough times. I'm going to draw the edge through a piece of wood 2 or 3 times to knock off any burr. Normally I only do that once, but when we're trying to prepare, you know, as best an edge as possible, one that might come close to ranking 9.5 or 10 out of a scale of 1 to 10 on my stone sharpening system, then you know, we pay even more attention, and we might come in and knock that burr off, you know, twice, maybe even 3 times, whereas normally for a working edge we would just do it once. Okay, and I'm going to lighten the pressure. The closer I feel I'm getting to finishing, which is really just a 6th sense based on the timing, based on how many strokes I've taken here, the more I'll lighten up on the pressure to really burnish that edge. Okay, now I'm going to stop there. Okay, now we'll kind of dry that stone off the top and then put a piece of newspaper on there. Oh, I've got Japanese newspaper again. Now, by the way, I haven't noticed any difference between Japanese newspaper and English newspaper, so don't feel handicapped if you don't have Japanese newspaper. If you do feel handicapped because you don't have Japanese newspaper, go to your local Japanese market and get yourself some Japanese newspaper, which is still probably printed on North American paper. Okay. So you guys will have seen this from other videos. Nothing different today. It's all the same. By keeping consistency, any shooters, especially long distance or bench rest shooters who hand load or who don't hand load, who just shoot, will know that consistency equals accuracy and accuracy equals consistency. And we can see a parallel in the knife world with sharpening blades. You know, by using the same system of sharpening stones and newspaper every single time, you know, I can get not only consistent results, but you know, I can really predict what my edge is going to do. Whereas if you're changing your system, changing your stones, changing your stropping compounds, switching from leather to hard-backed leather to cardboard impregnated with buffing compounds, you know, every time you switch, you're opening up a whole new bundle of variables that you've got to work through. Okay, so here's toilet paper. Rips just fine. Now, let's just see what we can see here. This is going to be just a straight cut down with a little bit of a sawing motion. Okay, you can examine that edge. You see there the propensity was there for it to rip and tear a little bit. Where it cut through cleanly. I'm looking in this area here. It looks like a very nice cut. I had to do quite a bit of sawing motion there. Let's try it again. Let's see if I exaggerate the sawing motion, what kind of a cut I can get. Okay, well that's even a finer cut. But I think the real men out there who consider this a great test, they want to see what a push cut can do. So let me give this thing one or more times stropping. Oh, I got a sharp tip on this knife. I poked myself. And see what this knife is capable of. Okay, well, it certainly feels sharp to me. We'll do a push cut, single ply. We'll do a double ply, and we'll turn. So I'm going to give a little start there. See how you got to hold it properly. And okay, well, not too much luck with a push cut. I'd be very excited to see if somebody else can produce an edge that will push cut with no sawing motion, minuscule sawing motion backwards and forwards. I also saw somebody on YouTube take a knife and make a strike like that and cut it. And honestly, I don't see that there's much challenge in that at all. I guess the challenge would be not to slice your fingers, which I'm a little nervous of doing here. But yeah, certainly no biggie there, trying to just cut with centrifugal force. I guess there are some blades that couldn't do that, but no problem here. More interest to me is, how does this thing shave? I've been saving up here just for you guys. Let's see how this thing shaves. Dry, mind you. Yeah, I wouldn't hesitate to shave my face with that blade at all. In fact, I might just do that after we're finished. So there you have it. You get a little bit of a sharpening review according to the Carter Cutlery 6-step procedure of sharpening knives. And we get to look at this fine-looking knife here with the imitation with the jig bone handles and a nice design. And we got to practice something out of the ordinary. Okay, well, I look forward to seeing you on my next YouTube video. And be sure to check out my Carter Cutlery Japan Tour videos. Man, they are so exciting. We just released another one this morning called Carter Cutlery Best Japanese Scissor Factory. I think that's what we call it, Best Japanese Scissor Factory. And it is a really exciting video. So thanks for watching, and I hope to bring you more exciting videos. This is Murray from CarterCutlery.com.